With that being said, AJ, I think you know what time it is. We need to review the best collection of photos that we have for UFC 263. So let's run it. Okay, AJ. So we just gonna get straight into Jamal Hill versus Paul Craig, man. And this is gonna be a series of photos. So this first photo, just give me your reaction, man. Did you expect something like this? Clearly, you picked Craig, so you saw something like this was in the cards. But did you really think that this was gonna happen so early within the first round?
I was looking for an early takedown, an early grapple match. I definitely thought Craig was going to grind it out, but seeing this exact picture of the basically the start of the end for Jamal Hill, I didn't expect anything to go as crazy as it did. I was just expecting a normal arm bar or a normal submission attempt, nothing to the level that was happening.
And folks at home listening, this is the beginning of an armbar attempt. Jamal Hill is caught up in the web that is Paul Craig. And let's move on to the next photo. So the next photo that we got here, that's the one. Viewer discretion is advised, folks. That is a limp elbow, just kind of flopping around on Paul Craig. But you see what's important about this photo is Paul Craig with his arms spread out. You can't see the referee because where the hell was the referee when this was happening, right? But he's clearly like, yo, the dude's arm is just flopping around on me, dog. Like, what are we doing here? Give me your reaction to that, AJ.
I think it was at this point where I had a couple different buddies actually text me saying like, yo, why is the referee not stopping this? Like, it's just way too long. And what the craziest part to me about this one, Derek, if you look closely at the picture, you're right. Paul Craig's arms are out. He's looking up like, yo, like, you going to stop this? But Jamal Hill is trying to stabilize his own arm with his other arm. Yeah. That's absolutely insane. We can see the bone of the humerus. It's either the humerus or the ulna, whatever one's poking out, protruding. We can see it right there. And the fact that he's having to stabilize his own arm in a triangle lock, man, this sport is absolutely savage, brother.
Absolutely. You talk about mental fortitude, mental toughness, man. I can't really name one tougher than Jamal Hill at this moment because that is savagery. And he wasn't going to tap out either. That's the thing. That fight had to get stopped by the referee. So this is just a little funny one after. I don't want to poke too much fun, but you know, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, right? So Jamal Hill be like, and we got Buzz Lightyear after his arm got broken off in Toy Story, just looking at it like, well, I guess we ain't gonna be using that thing for a while, man. And it was the left hand too, so that was very poignant and accurate. Now, this next photo that I'm gonna post. This is a tweet, and this is arguably my favorite fighter quote of all time at this point. Now, this is Paul Craig, and he says, you either tap, nap, or it snaps, and tonight it snapped. One hell of an opponent there in the octagon. He took shots after his arm was broke. He was like, that's tough. You know what I mein? Like, Paul Craig. Listen, Paul Craig earned a lot of my respect. I don't necessarily like his approach to the fight, pulling guard immediately in an MMA fight. That'll win you some jiu-jitsu tournaments, but that's not generally your preferred method in MMA. However, man, this dude said, like, listen, I'm putting the Scottish face flag paint or whatever, and I'm coming to snap your arm off. I'm going to test your jiu-jitsu, and he absolutely did. So this next one is what we just talked about before, but this is the look of jubilation mixed in with, God damn it, I just blew my knee out after having a stellar performance, after boosting my stock out of the stratosphere. Give me your take on Terrence McKinney's blown out knee and just the picture of it.
Well, you know what sucks worse, Derek, is when it happens, you can't feel it. Mm-hmm. You just hear it. You just hear something happen. Your knee gets a little unstable. There's no pain. Yeah. So that's exactly what he's looking. He's holding it, pointing to it like, yo, I think something happened. But his face isn't expressing any pain at all. There's zero pain until the day after. Yeah. So, yeah, man, he was happy as can be. But this is the moment where he dropped to the ground and started pointing that I knew I almost wanted to cry, man. That feeling after in the rehab that he's going to have to go through, it's a rough process, but at least he got the dub.
Yeah, man. And listen, fourth fastest finish in UFC history at 7 seconds, fastest finish in lightweight divisional history. And this is his UFC debut win. It sucks that I had to come over an opponent like Matt Steamroller Favola. You got to feel for the man who was originally slated to fight Frank the Crank Camacho. However, Camacho suffered some injuries in a car accident, so this is another short notice opponent. Favola, they got to keep him around, man. You got to give this dude one dude he could fight. Like, they change his opponent a million times every single fight. You got to feel for the man. But that's the name of the game, man. Thrill and the agony. This next photo that we have here, man, is going to be, in my opinion, the definition of relentlessness, but you give me your take. What we have here, this is a little bit big. Here, let me put that back down. What we have here, folks, is a Movsar Evloev taking down Mean Hakeem Dawodu with a relentlessness that you really only see out of the Dagestani wrestlers, man. Give me your take on that.
Man, this one's crazy because you're right. Full relentlessness. I don't know the exact moment of this picture that's being taken, but what to me it looks like is probably the second or third takedown attempt. And not only is he exploding through the takedown, but he's literally pushing off of his knee and allowing his lower part of his shin and calf to be the propulsion mechanism. Man, most of us pop up off our foot. This dude's popping up off of his shin. That's absolutely crazy. The power he has and the drive he has. Because if you look, you can see Hakeem Dawodu. He's already going down, knowing he's being taken down, looking for the post. It's crazy, man. That power and that explosiveness that they have out of Russia is something else, man. It's next level.
This is a future middleweight champion, or not middleweight, featherweight champion, excuse me, at this rate, man. Movsar Evloev has moved to 15-0. He is mauling every single one of his opponents, like ragdolling everybody. The stand-up needs a little bit of work, man, but I'll tell you what. We'll talk about it when we hit the news portion of the show, man, but there's a Bellator fighter who just won the welterweight won the championship with this exact same approach, man. It's nasty, man. Big fan of Movsar Evloev. Now, this next picture that I got here, AJ, another big one. Here, apologies, folks. Let me boost that down a little smaller. This is just a great photo. I really just love this photo. This is what the definition of a lady war. This is a women's bantamweight matchup between Pani Kianzad and Alexis Davis, an OG veteran of the game in Davis, one of the only fighters to hold a win over Amanda Nunes, going to war with Pani Kianzad. And yeah, just give me your take on that one, AJ.
Man, if this was a Renaissance painting, this would be framed up in like, the Louvre and all the crazy places, man. Because look at the absolute sheer force, the like muscular definition that's being put through by both of these women. And man, this is cool. This is impressive. This one might have to get hung up.
That's what I'm saying, man. And legitimately, I hear so many, and we've heard it over the years. MMA has grown so much, man, since like 2013, when a lot of people was like, man, I don't want to see females fight each other or whatnot, man. These are athletes, man. Anybody can get it, and it goes to show these ladies are game, man. This next photo I got here, man. Not probably what people expected, my man, but this is the 5th round of Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards, where Diaz, he pulls off the impossible and rocks Leon Edwards, has him stumbling out on his feet in the 5th round with only seconds to go, really, only probably like 30 seconds left in the fight, and he points at him. And this is the grave mistake, because on one hand, you created a moment, right? On one hand, you're given something that everybody will remember for the rest of their life. On the other hand, you should have rushed him in and finished the job, but you didn't, and you lost, and that's just what happens. But it doesn't matter when you're Diaz, because win or lose, your stock always rises. Give me your take on this photo, AJ.
I think you have it. You hit the nail on the head with that one, Derek. Imagine if that point, like you said, an amazing captured moment like this time. And I even remember it. Literally, he cracks him with the left hand, walks 2 steps, sees like, oh, I tagged you. I hurt you. Yeah. Now imagine if that point was a jab followed by another left hand instead of just a point from out of range where you can't even kick him from this range. That would have been, the beginning and the end. And I have it a little bit where if that would have been, another minute, if Edwards would have had another minute, it was looking like the end. But it is what it is for this one.
It is what it is, man. And this is my depiction of actually how it really went, right? That was one moment in the fight, but this is really how it went. And this is Edwards just giving it to Diaz, man. He worked him. This is pretty much everybody's prediction. He worked him really, really good. But the craziest part is that, Diaz could look like a zombie, cuts on 5 different places on his head or whatever, and still be like, what's up? That wasn't nothing. Edwards even said it. He was all like, I gave him everything but the kitchen sink. And then Edwards was just looking at me like, that was nothing, bro. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Give me your take on that, AJ.
I mean, yeah, this is the fight. This is the actual picture of the fight. That last picture might have been a moment, but this is how the fight went down. And not only did Leon Edwards open up some more scar tissue on Nate Diaz, but he added to some more of the scar tissue as well, man. He opened up some side cuts, some new cuts we've never seen, man. It was very impressive by Rocky.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Joe Rogan, when he saw Nate Diaz, the slice on the side of his head, he was like, he looks like he just got hit with a machete. That's them elbows of Rocky, man, right there. This next one, man, this is a little more serious. This is the representation of something huge, man. This picture right here, this is another one that needs to get framed, man. This is Moreno pulling off literally the impossible, going from the lowest seeded fighter in TUF 24 to getting cut from the promotion to fighting to a draw with Figueiredo the first time to choking the man who has never been finished before out, man. Give me your take on this photo.
Man, this was crazy to me. I was watching this fight, absolutely mind blown. And this photo right here, it's probably 5 three or 4 seconds away from the actual tap, but you could just see the grimace on Davidson's face, man. He's trying to get 2-on-1. He can't find that hand, and just Brandon Moreno is squeezing and literally looking to gods or God or whatever you believe in, looking to the stars for saying, man, give me this win. And I got to say it like he did, man. Viva Mexico.
Yeah.
La Raza is for real, and he's here to stay, man. It was impressive win for him.
Absolutely, man. And I was just kind of like thinking about it in my head, looking at this. I was like, you'd have to imagine he knows. He was like, I just won the championship as he's choking him out. Like before he taps, he's like, I just won the championship. He's looking up. He knows it. He did a little lap around the cage before it even sunk in. And he was like, oh, fuck, I'm the champion, dude. Like, oh, God, Viva Mexico on that one, man. That's first Mexican-born champion. Shout out to him. But this next picture is really the jubilation right there. That is the accumulation of hard work, man. That's dedication. That's years of blood, sweat, and tears in the game, man. And so many people are relating to it and saying like, this is deserved, man. Like there's like that story of being the underdog, being counted out, and then finally getting that thing you've been working for. It's beautiful, man. Do you have it? Give me your take on just the emotions pouring out of Brandon Moreno.
Man, I got chills right now from it, brother. That was such a super good moment just to watch. And my favorite part of it actually was when he got delivered the belt and he was literally just staring at it.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan was talking to him and he literally could not take his eyes off the belt. He did not believe that this was what's holding his hands. And man, it was like I said, brother, I got chills right now. So it was a good win. It was a good moment. And this right here is just it's like complete pinnacle of his actual exuberance and his emotions, man, all coming together. And you can't hide it, man. He's crying. That's true. That's fighter right there. He fought with all his heart. He put it all out on the win, and he got the gold. We love to see it happen.
Yes, sir. I thought it was hilarious. He was just like, I worked so hard for this. Look how pretty it is. It was like, that's it. It was like, it's just beautiful. Like, look at it. Okay, so this next photo, we just got a couple photos left before we move on to the actual recap and analysis, man. What do you do when you see this guy walk into the cage with the Hansa mask, you know what I'm saying, ready to go to war? I thought this was a good touch, you know what I mean? I thought he went samurai mode on this one, and I've always been a fan of these masks just because what's creepier than like in like an actual samurai battle or something with swords? You're fighting a dude who's like trying to take your head off, but the mask shows a permanent smile. Like, oh, so creepy, so crazy, but I loved it. He came out with the Raiden mask too, the little straw hat. What'd you think, AJ?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Derek. I was a little concerned when he came out, and all it reminded me of was the Bronze Bomber.
Oh yeah.
Deontay Wilder coming out in his whole getup. So I was glad the end didn't go exactly like that. But man, yeah, no, I agree. This is, if I was standing toe to toe with some dude who was constantly, nonetheless, smiling at me the whole time, yeah, I'm gonna be a little shook,
Mind games, man. We talk about it. But this is all that just to say, this is what it came down to, man. This is Israel Adesanya showing respect to a fallen teammate, somebody who is, suffered some assault injuries, deaths, tragedy, all that good stuff. Don't need to really recap it, man. But the ultimate, just, you know what I mean, respect, paying homage, bowing down. And listen, man, this is his third title defense. There's no one touching him, man. We already said it from the jump. This rematch shouldn't have happened in the first place. But just give me your take on that, man. Is Israel Adesanya slowly but surely, like, we'll really hit on it in a second, but he's turning into a legend in the sport to a degree. You know what I mean?
I mean, I forgot who was it? Is it Chael or another UFC fighter talking about how Kamaru Usman is so good that he's having to run through the rest of the division. He's already cleared out the division. He's running through it again, and that's exactly what Israel Adesanya is doing.
Yeah.
And just for the picture, I mean, this is exactly what everybody fights for. Real life. This is as real as it gets, especially for him and the whole situation that we don't need to rehash with all the crazy tragedies. And this is it, man. This is pure what we fight for and why they do what they do, man. It's you love to see this as well,
Absolutely, exactly. Like you said, like this is real. There's the fight game, and there's the narrative, and there's the trash talk, and then there's what's real, and that's what that was right here. Now, this is the final photo I got for you, and this is I know our boy Syke is gonna be hyped to see this, man. But I'll tell you what, you love to see this right after you know what I mean. Israel does his job. Robert Whittaker, rest up. See you soon. UFC 263 hashtag, man. Looks like Rob might be the next dude up, man. And listen, once again, he's so nice, right? He's so like, oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you say I don't want to fight. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That people forget. Like I said, dude, outside of Israel Adesanya never comes into the UFC. Robert Whittaker would probably still be the champion right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is an absolute monster. Y'all must have forgot. Maybe coming up in Rob Whittaker 2.0.